Hey guys, welcome. I'm Gary and this is a Kilted Drummer. Hey folks, welcome back to another little episode here of Dining Room Drams. First time popping onto the channel, and after watching the video you like what you see, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a wee thumbs up, and if you click the little bell icon, that'll keep your notifications as new things are added to the channel. So, as we normally do in dining room drams, we look at some of the samples, miniatures, etc. I've got lying around in the dining room. Tonight's not so much of a little sample or a miniature. What it is, so it's a sort of 200ml bottle of Clynelish 14. What we'll do is we'll get this one in the glass and then we'll have a wee chat. We'll give it a good glug in there. It's my first dram of the day, so yeah, we'll go for a decentish one. So, Clynelish as a distillery up north in Scotland, in Brora, which is up in Sutherland. I don't know, hour and a half drive, maybe 2 hour drive north of Inverness, depending on how fast you drive. It's owned by Diageo, and they have a capacity for somewhere about 5 million litres per annum, give or take. I had the chance to go up to the Clynelish distillery about 4 weeks ago, something in that region, maybe 5 weeks ago. If you know much about Clynelish as a distillery, it's one of these ones. It's maybe changed name over the years. There's been Brora Distillery, Clynelish Distillery. Once you go there, you'll maybe understand why it's changed, because there's actually 2 distilleries, and they're virtually touching each other. There is a track, not even a road, a track separating the 2 distilleries. And at one stage, what is now Brora Distillery was Clynelish Distillery. It closed. The new distillery was built and opened, and it was renamed or named Clynelish. So the old distillery lost its name when when they decided that they were going to bring this distillery back into operation. Couldn't rename it or give it its old name of Clynelish, so they've now named that one Brora Distillery. So it's a little bit confusing about what is Clynelish Distillery, what was Clynelish Distillery, and Brora Distillery, because they are literally sitting on top of each other. So it's maybe something you want to have a little bit of a look at, the history of the distilleries, if it's something that interests you. But as I said, I got a chance to go up there about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Fantastic visitor centre at the Clynelish Distillery, fantastic shop. So having a wander around the shop, miniatures or samples wasn't a thing I could pick up, so I bought a 200ml bottle of Clynelish 14, which is pretty much one of their sort of core staple drams. And once you have a look at Clynelish, you'll notice that this is quite a popular dram. So, like I said, we've had it in the glass there for a couple of minutes. Let's have a little sniff at that, see what it's like. Straight off, there's a sort of citrusy, zesty, orangey type thing to it, maybe even stronger than oranges. Like a fruity, juicy, bursty satsuma or something like that. You know, those small oranges, the easy peelers. But there's a smoky influence to it. It's a Highland whisky. As I said, it's up north of Inverness. and it comes under Highland whisky, but it's very much got a coastal influence to it, a sort of saltiness to it. Brora itself, if you look at geography on the maps, is on the east coast of Scotland, on the northeast coast of Scotland, so it's right there touching the water. Yeah, there's a nice smoky saltiness in there as well, I think. Some people have described Clynelish as being more akin to a coastal island style whisky, as opposed to more your sort of what you would maybe consider to be a Highland whisky. It's leaning more towards that island style. And maybe on the palate it does come out, on the nose, sorry, it does come across like that. Now it's 46% ABV, so there's nothing strong or burny or anything come in there, but it's still nice to have that extra 6% over the 40. There's a freshness there, again that zesty orangey type citrus feel comes in there. Very clean feeling, very clean taste. Maybe a slight waxy oiliness to the mouthfeel. Ever such a slight acid to it. Nothing unpleasant, but there's almost a slight acid on the back of the throat. Maybe a little bit dry as well. Vanilla. Yeah, there's a vanilla coming in there, and there's that little acidy thing there as well. It's quite pleasant, quite moorish. On the finish, it's quite a long finish, I think. And I said to you, there's a slight acidness. There's almost like a bitterness in the finish, but not unpleasant in any way. Spicy, black pepper, something like that. I almost want to say there's like a chili essence in there. But it's actually really nice. It's funny that people talk about Clynelish, they talk about the whiskies over the years, from when it closed, when it opened, etc. And some people talk about it being the almost perfect drams. But even this is Clynelish 14, it's from the new distillery, it's 14 years old. But even this has got such a lovely, clean presentation to it, I feel. If you can't, it's not one of these ones you're going to pick up every, in the supermarket, etc. You can have a little look for it. But it's not an expensive dram to find when you can. Maybe £45, £50 sort of thing for a 700 bottle. And I think if you get hold of this, you will enjoy it. There's just nothing unpleasant about it. But then again, there's maybe nothing complicated about it. You can drink it, you can taste everything in it. And I don't think you have to go looking for the tastes in it. It's like, it presents itself cleanly for what it is. It knows what it is, and it comes over really well in what it is. Yeah, Clynelish 14, I like it. Lunch.